Resistance at 32 for a while now. False break. Wait, no. RSI's at 30. Tight build up. 30 to 32. No way. Holy shit. It's coming.
Fitting title to this for this week. Very fitting title.
What the hell is happening? I didn't know what else to say.
First of all, thank you for tuning in to Stock Talk Live. Rob V hit the post, and it's a perfect title, folks, because as what has been said in my work a lot lately, what the hell is happening?
Shit's crazy, man.
Where do you start? Like, it's a serious question.
Start with one thing. So Bed Bath & Beyond, we've been talking about for a while now. They had their earnings today. I believe it was 8:15 they did their announcement, maybe 8:30, I don't know. But stock was running 6% pre-market, and then as soon as the market opened and the rest of everything started going down, it started going down. And I see an article from about 7 hours ago saying, hang on, I can actually pull it. From CNN. Where'd it go? Bed Bath & Beyond is failing fast. I mean, pre-market, nobody thought that. It's going down with the rest of the market.
No. I think a lot of things went down today for apps. For the only reason is because the Dow was down 500-600 points today. I mean,
700 at one point.
Yeah, 700 at one point. I mean, it's just had a good report. I mean, I think it got dragged down by momentum right now, unfortunately. I mean, let's call it a spade. No one reported that they were going to buy their own government bonds today. So of course we had to go down somewhat because as we've said a bunch of times, there's no real reason to buy.
I'm seeing a lot of articles, not a lot, multiple articles suggesting that buy the dip is not the strategy to employ here.
This isn't financial advice, but
that's right. Thank you.
Take a good look around. Take a real good look around at what is happening. And there's a lot of indicators that are going around that you don't even need to read the Wall Street Journal. You just need to take a drive. I mean, you're starting to see a lot of price reduced signs on real estate. You're starting to see restaurants and whatever parking lots not so full. That's not like, rocket science. I mean, I don't think Bed Bath & Beyond had a bad quarter. I didn't get to dive too much into it, but I mean,
nor did I.
Companies numbers seem fine. Definitely not to justify going down 6% today. I mean,
the sentiment was optimistic leading up to earnings.
Yeah,
they were green yesterday, but I think a lot was green yesterday.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like the world almost collapses, and hey, let's just and that's another thing too. I mean, not to jump around, but Bed Bath & Beyond had a halfway decent earnings report. They got a good plan. I think they got the guy to implement it, and just give him some time. There's no reason for the stock to be down 6%. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but I mean, Micron Technologies, they cut their earnings by estimates today by 25%, and somehow they're up after hours. So please explain not to jump around, but the logic in that.
I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, GME was up 6% yesterday.
Correct, and down about 8% today.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of seeing that red light.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
No,
I like the green one. It lights up the room a lot better.
No, it does. Just I don't really know what to make of yesterday's. I mean, I don't know about you, but hit the post, but yesterday was just a freaking. It's like
Conundrum.
every hour something happened. I mean, and for our viewers who may have missed it, basically, there was $100 million call on one of the Great Britain's pension funds for bonds. There was also rumors going around in the broader market that a whole lot of other pension funds were going to have hundreds of millions of dollars of calls. The gilt basically started skyrocketing, like the British. I think it was a 30-year bond. Basically, the Bank of England or whatnot stepped in, and they declared that they were going to buy, basically do QE, quantitative easing, buy the gilt again for what is it, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. And yields plummeted. The pension funds didn't have to make the margin calls, and the market went up because they took it as a sign of like there's going to be more quantitative easing.
I have more intel on that.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
Let me just. So I screenshotted everything from this article.
That's interesting.
Hang on, I got more. Sorry, bad radio.
Oh,
just stuff from the article. Failing to protect pension fund clients. So too long, didn't read it because I screenshot this in like 5 shots. Basically, instead of asking for more capital, they were just going to sell your position.
Probably at a really big loss as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
We got another chart here. US dollars going up, Canadian dollars down, Australian, euro, the British pound, the Japanese yen, everything going down.
Yeah, the yen.
So one of my things for this week was to look up what exactly a failure to deliver is. And the other thing, I wanted to understand why the dollar's going up so much and global currencies are declining like this. With the increased interest rates, my understanding is it's opportune to invest in the dollar because you're going to get a better return.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I think that chart just proves it right there. My God. I know the Bank of Japan has had many interventions on the yen's behalf to keep it from falling further. I'm not sure of the exact figures, but it's been figures on Zero Hedge and other news outlets. They have been intervening to keep the currency, from hitting below 145. And I'm pretty confident that Bank of Great Britain, whatever, they're starting to intervene as well.
Right. Yeah, the Bank of England intervened yesterday.
Yeah, I mean that was a straight intervention. I think it's really scary, to be honest. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you,
it's terrifying.
Like the fact that you have $100 million calls that pension funds can't come up with. I did see this.
This isn't all bad news. 7 silver linings. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, even one of my buddies, when I sent that, he goes, "Whoa, 7 silver linings."
Yeah, I mean,
if only someone could post a ranked list of these items in a format very similar to those bogus BuzzFeed style articles for easy consumption.
No, I know. I mean, that's absolutely hysterical. I love that they think that there's 7 silver linings to this. That's great.
Kind of a segue here. I got our old buddy Ken Griffin talking about before this is the tail end of the clip because it was over
Mhm.
3 minutes. This is still a minute and a half. But he was pushing for before this clip starts. He was pushing for the Fed to continue to fight inflation, bring it back down. And the tail end of this clip actually sounds like he would prefer it if people just sold their positions. So let's take a listen to Ken Griffin here, billionaire, investor, hedge fund manager for Citadel LLC. This is Ken Griffin.
I think that's a really difficult dance they're trying to do right now. But you're dealing with very lagged effects. You raise rates today, it impacts very small sectors of the economy very sharply. The follow-on knock-on effects will take 6 to 12 months to play out. It's a really difficult job they have.
Stan, aside from suggesting that there was going to be a hard landing at some point next year, suggested you could have something much worse than that. Do you think we could?
I mean, it's possible. It's always, here's the problem with economics. And, I spent 3 years of my life pulling my hair out at Harvard studying economics. There is no answer. There's just distributions. There's just what may happen. And of course, there's some distribution that says we're going to go into a significant recession or depression. Asset price, I can give you that story. I can give you that really bearish story. I'm not sure it serves much purpose. One should always think about that in terms of their portfolio allocation. Can I endure the losses in my portfolio that would go with a severe recession or depression? I should be aware of that possibility. But you want to think about managing your portfolio over your life and over your ability to sustain your risk positions over the journey of your life. In other words, you don't want to own so many equities that when the inevitable recession happens, you're forced to sell at the bottom. That's a much more important concept for investors to understand and to focus on than trying to prognosticate as to when the next recession is going to happen.
So longer clip there. Sorry about that, but informative. And we played Ken Griffin a few weeks ago. I think in that clip I mentioned this to Robbie privately. I think in that one he looks less like a psycho robot billionaire a la Mark Zuckerberg.
Although Marcus took it on the chin recently.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a Ken Griffin guy. I watched the against my better judgment. I watched that Netflix. It's actually a limited series. I thought it was a movie. It's 3 episodes, about an hour and a half, a little longer in total. And they actually mentioned, of course, Ken Griffin because it's about GameStop. He's famously bet against GameStop. I didn't know that he has the most expensive home in the U.S.
I didn't know either, to be honest with you.
He has a 24,000 square foot penthouse that costs $238 million.
Where's this?
I believe that was in Chicago. Citadel was headquartered there.
Yeah.
But they moved to Florida. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's like a New York City or something, but I assumed it was Chicago. They didn't mention where it was.
Yeah, it's maybe the Hamptons or something. Jesus.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
One other big takeaway from that series, because I thought a lot of it was just garbage, making retail investors look dumb.
Yeah.
But I did like this one sentiment from this guy on Reddit. He goes by Jeff Amazon. And I've seen his post before, and I didn't know he explained his Reddit username because Trump called Tim Cook from Apple. He called him Tim Apple. So he named himself Jeff Amazon as a Jeff Bezos little joke there. But this guy was talking about how Reddit is a hive mind, and I agree with that sentiment. But he argued that sharing info, like we do on this show, is always a good thing.
No, it always is a good thing. I mean, shouldn't be anything wrong with sharing information, you know?
Right. And so I mentioned to Robbie, we got to put this not financial advice ticker up so that we're not getting in trouble, because in that series they talk about Keith Gill, as people found out who he is. Deep fucking value on Reddit, and on YouTube he's Roaring Kitty. But they wanted to go after him for market manipulation, and it's like, I'm just talking about a stock that I like. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm invested in this, and here's why.
Yeah,
I think that's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going on stock twits, you know?
Right.
No, I mean, a lot of people go on that, you know?
The case was dropped against him, but still, I mean, he's been radio silent really since his big, sizable position. He cashed in a lot of his calls.
Mm.
Not cashed them, and he exercised his calls. Excuse me.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people. I mean, I don't think you should be able to go after someone just because you saw what they said on like Reddit, like stock Twitter and whatnot. I mean, if someone is allowed to voice their opinion, I mean, honestly, like in any stock that you buy, you should do your due diligence, right? I mean,
DD.
You don't want to go out there and just trust a Twitter feed. I mean, and
right?
plus,
yeah, do your own research, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of especially like in the penny stocks, I mean, there are a lot of people pushing garbage. I mean, one of my most famous, circulated around my office there was some property company, I forget what it was called, but on the Yahoo chat board, someone wrote a message of, I'd like to thank everyone. It's been a great ride getting scammed by these fools, and I'm, and those stories happen, but that's just a cautionary tale. Like, know what you're investing in. Do your due diligence. If something is too good to be true, chances are it probably is.
Right.
Not all the time, but just cross your T's and dot your I's before you do anything.
Yeah, but conversely, if you're on the losing end of one of these trades, I can understand wanting to go after a Reddit hive mind. Look, these people are all banding together. It's collusion.
Yeah.
When really it's just a lot of individual investors that like the stock.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I actually like stock twits, to be honest. I think there are some good people on there, and that who have like sound ideas and whatnot, and definitely think a little outside the box, which is tough to do these days. I mean, I feel like any news happens in a stock, it's on 15 news wires and on CNBC. I mean not for the OTCs, but for other companies, yeah. Like you have to really, to get to make money, to really think outside. And
look for deep fucking value.
Exactly.
I mean, he bought GameStop when it was at like $4. This is really? Like early 2019. Yeah, he bought real early, and then had a bunch of calls way out. I believe they were out of the money, and then they became in the money. He exercised them all and became a monster shareholder in GameStop. I mean, he turned like 50,000 into several million.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he's just like a good dude. He's like so nice. Missed that guy. So that was another takeaway from that mini series. I liked seeing him again because, like I said, he's been radio silent for, I want to say, a year.
Jesus. It stinks when people.
Well, when you're on with Congress and Maxine Waters is questioning you, he definitely had some attorney speak for his responses. I think he was coached as he should have been.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and he kind of just went radio silent after that. But people can look and see his Reddit account, and he's still giving out awards, so he's still around.
Yeah, he might be making a comeback.
He lost his brokerage license with Mass Mutual.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, I think he was trying to do kind of like what we're doing, but a little different. He was more. I talk about GameStop. I like GameStop. I'm invested in it. He did it for 3-hour shows, and I can understand how that could be twisted.
Yeah. kind of have to watch what you're saying, to a point what you're saying if you're doing
Right.
3 hour, So you don't want to be up there drinking Woodford Reserve and spouting off financial advice.
Yeah. He's a beer guy.
Oh, he's a beer guy. I didn't know that.
Oh, I mean, you can find. I'll pull up some clips someday, but you can find like I said, he bought it like $4 or $5, and then when it jumped up to 50, and it kept going, and he's like, "Cheers, everybody!" He's not smoking the cigar, but he had a cigar. He's like, laughing. It's good stuff.
Yeah, no, so many people made so much money during that time. I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again, personally.
It can't happen again. They can't shut off the buy button again.
Yeah, no, they can't. I mean, something much more severe is going to happen this time if they do.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced that there won't be pending litigation or something won't happen from that.
Our friend Ken Griffin, he said under oath that on that same call with Keith Gill, he said that there was no communication with Robinhood, and then some emails surfaced, and there was some talking. I don't know if he talked to Vlad Tenev himself, but I think there was definitely communication between the two.
No, it definitely was. I mean, some shady stuff there, to say the least, but
it's payment for order flow. We talked about it last week. No?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I just can't believe like the turn of events this week, the market, just everything. It's just, forget about Great Britain for a minute. I mean, like Nord Stream 1 and 2 were blown up this week.
Many are saying sabotaged. Like seismologists are saying sabotage.
Yeah, I mean,
underwater explosions and multiple.
Yeah, so my first thing when I saw this was, that's sabotage, number one. I don't think any, Joe citizen can go down and get a drone or do whatever you need to do that, number one. Number two.
People are implying, go ahead with your number two.
Yeah, number two, it's really the worst possible thing that could happen right now. In addition, saw on Wall Street Silver, someone tried to blow up the pipeline in Crimea last night. I don't know if they succeeded.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure if they failed tonight, they'll probably go after it again. I know people are implying a lot of crazy things.
It was implied that Putin did this. I think there was some guy on an energy board or fund or something. Some French guy was saying it's obvious who's behind this.
Yeah,
didn't say who.
Yeah, I saw that. Some people were pointing at Biden because of that clip that he said we'll find a way.
I was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I asked my lib friends. I said, did he call up his old buddy, the Drone King, to help him out with that?
That
doesn't make sense to me. If Putin sabotaged it, like, isn't he costing Russia money by doing this?
I think the argument is that he would take the natural gas that he's sending to Europe and he would send it to China, Iran.
Oh.
He would send it to China, Iran, and India.
Gotcha.
And you could.
Aren't those all three countries that will pay in rubles? Are they paying a different currency that Russia likes?
Yeah, absolutely. I know China is. I know.
Or maybe it was India was paying in yuan, something like that.
I think India is paying in rubles.
That's what it is.
And I'm sure China's paying in rubles as well, because it basically destabilizes the petrodollar, and the more people you get off the dollar to buy oil, the more less powerful the dollar is and whatnot. The other thing that people to kind of put a cap on the Nord Stream 1, 2, and whatever, some people are pointing to environmentalists that did this, which I don't know many environmental groups that have access to military drones, TNT, and deep sea diving equipment. If you do, you can meet me at Privetes. We can talk about it. Love to hear this thought.
I have Al Jazeera from 3 weeks ago. China agrees to pay for Russian gas in rubles and yuan.
Yuan, really?
Both.
Oh, okay. It's interesting because the yuan right now needs. They've also
half
shown
and half per Reuters. Sorry.
Really, but the yuan, that's interesting because they've actually. I mean, the yuan definitely has fallen a little bit. Where the peg has gotten lower every night. So that's Russia doing a little favor there. That's interesting. Another. You have the Nord Stream. We have. I mean, how does that impact the United States economy? I mean, I think it pretty much already is. Where you're probably going to see natural gas, at least for the States, when Europe gets in the heart of winter. It's going to go up. I mean, we talked about this last week. I mean, my national grid bill is going up 65%. This isn't me bitching. I'm just saying it's fact. It is what it is. But this is going to happen everywhere in the United States. Maybe not to the big extent. And I think, the economy is still not doing that well. If anything, it's getting worse. Housing's a mess. My God.
Great segue. We got some intel out of Ireland on housing there.
House prices in Dublin, €509,000. You'd need a salary of $150,000 a year in order to get a mortgage on a property like that. And your affordable housing schemes are linked to a discount on that absolutely obscene price. In my area, average house prices €700,000. So a whole future generation of young people, working people, will never be able to own their own home and will be prey to the obscene rents that are being charged of €2,000 and €2,200. Never able to save, never able to aspire to own their own home, and you have failed them completely, and you won't even give them eligibility for social housing support. It's obscene.
That's right.
That's tough. Yeah, somebody at work, I think it was last week, was talking about buying a house. I'm like, not a good time right now. I think good time to sell a house.
Yeah. I think pending home sales this week I think it was the lowest since 2011, I want to say. Or home sales, or one of them. I forget which one it was, but I'll look it up. It was like the lowest since 2011. I put, 1 sec. Yeah, they dropped 2% in August. They dropped for the third straight month. I mean, was it? Yeah, it was Jesus. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's not good, to say the least. Yeah, I mean, the Case-Shiller index came out. I mean, that was low. That started a year-over-year decline. I mean, housing's a mess right now. And not only that, the interest rates are like 7%. And housing, I think, is not only a United States problem, but it's definitely, like the clip you just played, an Ireland problem. It's everywhere. I mean, getting people into houses right now is, especially with 7% interest rates, never mind a down payment, it's going to be very hard,
Right.
I mean, can you imagine €550,000 for a house in Ireland? Jesus. How much is that in dollars?
About the same.
Yeah, it's true. The parity of the euro. Jesus.
Yeah. So you said never mind about Great Britain, or forget about Great Britain. Big headline this week was the pound.
Yeah,
almost all-time lows. Like, it hasn't been this low compared to the dollar in my lifetime. I'm 32.
No, it hasn't.
It's a 37-year low.
So it's at a 37-year low. Inflation's out of control. The economy is just dying. I mean, it's literally it's not on life support, but it's going to contract. They're going to have a bad recession. Energy prices are like out of control. I mean, they basically came in and, are paying now the difference between what the gas companies or whatever, what your bill is in the gas companies. I mean, that's the plan. They actually repealed the ban of fracking, which is unheard of. I mean, kind of off the cuff comment here, but I'm glad, we repealed that. You guys are going to burn, I don't know how many tons of coal. Thanks, Greta. Appreciate it.
There you go.
I mean, seriously.
Oh, it's funny.
I mean, coal's at an all-time high right now. It's like, hey, glad we, I mean, they're like, I mean, they're in trouble. Like, they're in a lot of trouble over there, to say the bleeping least. I mean,
stuff's scary.
Yeah, I mean, the interest rates hit, 7% over here for housing. I mean, I can't even imagine what that's going to do to our housing market. I mean, look what's already happened with 6%. I mean, you add another percentage point to that, you're just pricing out more people who can't buy homes. I mean, it's just awful. And if you really want to look at, like how this is affecting people, go to any discount grocery store, Wegmans, Market Basket, and
Wegmans isn't discount, Robbie. Please.
Oh, it's true. All right, never mind. Well, the people go to Wegmans anyway because they like it. It's true. I haven't been to
great
Wegmans
customer service.
Yeah,
love Wegmans. I'm a huge Wegmans guy.
I
went to a Wegmans competitor, or they try to be locally. Central New York, Western New York is Tops, and I went to a Tops the other day, just on my way home. And I just wanted something quick for dinner. I was just gonna get something cheap, a frozen dinner, $3. I'm thinking they're like $4.79, $5. Some of these are $6, $6.99.
Yeah,
things that used to be $3 and change.
I know,
it's crazy. Prices of everything are going up.
No, I mean,
I talk about my canned tuna. I love tuna. Tuna's gone up $2 for the 8 cans that I get. Family pack at Wegmans.
At Market Basket, it's funny. So we used to go to we used to get our groceries delivered from Peapod, and I think it was a what's it called? A half a gallon of creamer. I looked at the other day at Stop and Shop. It was like $8.59. I go over to
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I go, it's like a half a gallon, whatever. I go over to Market Basket, get a half a gallon of creamer. That same creamer is like freaking $5.50, $5.99. Same brand, whatever.
I'm a Stop and Shop guy too. If there's no Wegmans around.
No, absolutely. But I think this is the type of stuff that, like, these price increases are causing people to go to like the freaking big supermarkets.
Yep.
The big discount ones, like like the Market Baskets. I know Wegmans isn't discount, but dude, I guarantee you there's a lot of Wegmans customers who are like, hey, I'm not going to buy this at Wegmans, but any sale is just getting freaking mopped up right now because people are trying to save money.
Wegmans prides themselves, I think, on their store brand items, which I will vouch for. I mean, like the Wegmans fat-free ham is made by Hormel.
So, it is?
Yeah, like the ice cream was Breyers. They use recipes from big companies that you're familiar with. Gianelli Sausage, I believe, does their sausages. I think that's a local partnership.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Market Basket. I don't think Market Basket gets their ham from Hormel. I like Market Basket, but I'm just throwing that out there. But no, I mean, anytime I've gone, especially lately, like the last like 2-3 months, anytime that I've gone into Market Basket on a weekend with Victoria, I mean, I'm literally playing Daytona 500 dodging carts. I mean, and a lot of people think like, oh, that's just because Market Basket's like, this great store and, Robbie V's there, so I should be there. No, that's just tomfoolery bullshit. I mean, the reason why people are going there is because it's cheaper and people are trying to save money right now.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. And how this reflects to the economy is, look, if you got people cutting back on groceries, and this is a trend all across the United States, they're not doing other things that they were doing before. And this is why I think on this show, we've had this, continued thing of like, this recession is going to continue in the third and the fourth quarter. We said that. There's no doubt in my mind that the third quarter GDP print, you can mark this down as a prediction, is going to be negative, no doubt. And you can put that for quarter four too, and for reasons I've said before.
Yeah, I mean, The current administration gave, I think they twisted the definition of a recession so they wouldn't have to say it. And now you're starting to see articles pop up, how to prepare for a recession. Here's 3 stocks to buy to prepare for a recession, stuff like that.
Yeah. And, like in the Wegmans, the market baskets, I mean, and other retailers too are starting to feel it. I mean, Market Basket will be fine, whatever. They'll be fine, but other retailers are having tough times right now.
Yeah.
Kohl's is having, and that's when you
Oh, yeah. Well, before we go Kohl's, because we're talking about grocery stores and stuff, discount stores, I'm bullish on Costco.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In this
I think
environment,
a lot of people are really bullish on Costco right now. They said that they might never change the price of the hot dog combo.
Full disclosure, I've never had the hot dog combo.
I've never been to a Costco.
Yeah, I've never gone to a Costco either. My buddy,
I think there's one in North Syracuse.
My buddy goes and he swears by it. And same with my aunt. There's a big one in Waltham. She always
people that shop there love it.
Yeah, it's great brand. They have great loyalty for the brand. They really do.
I think the hot dog combo is like a drink and a hot dog for $2.
I think it was $1.50.
$1.50.
Yeah, that's not
even
bad.
Better.
I know that's worth getting a membership right there for you.
I'd be all over that because then you get 2 quarters back and I can use it for laundry. That's how my brain works.
Yeah, I'd be all about it. Nice Coke. That'd be good.
You brought up Kohl's. I was at Kohl's this week. I wanted a new belt. My brown belt shit the bed, so wanted a belt and buy one get one half off like Kohl's does. Of course, I'm gonna grab a second one, but I'm bearish on Kohl's, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, it's now Kohl's plus Sephora, and the way that they added that to the logo is just to put plus Sephora at the bottom. It looks super ugly. It looks lazy. I don't think it really does much for I'm not going. Isn't Sephora like makeup? I'm not going there for makeup. I go there for clothes and stuff like that. Maybe appliances. I've gotten some shoes there, dress shoes. I go there for belts. I'm not going to go to a Men's Warehouse. I'll go to Kohl's. I can get a buy one get one half off. And I also found there, because I was going to buy a put option this week. I've changed my thinking. I think that money would be better put into GameStop. For me, it's not financial advice. But for me, I would rather put that into GameStop right now. But I did some digging on Kohl's, and they're having some leadership management questions. Some people want a new CEO, things like that. And I found one person from their management team actually used to work for Boston Consulting Group. And I think that's the nail in the coffin there. That's going to spell their demise. I love Kohl's. I went to 2 Kohl's in the same day to get the belts that I wanted, because one had one and the other one had the other. So I actually went to 3 Kohl's trips in 2 days to get my exchange. But that Boston Consulting Group, that's going to be the reaper for them. To think of companies that Boston Consulting Group has advised in the past: Toys R Us, Blockbuster. It's any company that you might have liked and they're now out of business. Probably was working with Boston Consulting Group at some point. And what they do is, this sounds very tinfoily, but it's run down the list. Is Circuit City is another one. They get their people on the board and then instill bad policy while working with hedge funds that bet against the company, and then who make money as it goes into bankruptcy, and done deal.
Yeah. The other thing about Kohl's that I find is, like, when you're, the whole Sephora thing is, Sephora's in all the malls. So why are they going to go to Kohl's? You know what I mean? Like, why are they going to go to Kohl's?
Yeah, I mentioned to you, it seems like more of a partnership that Ulta would do.
Yeah. I just
better
don't
suited for them.
No, absolutely. And I also think too, it's like when you look at the store dynamics and you're walking in, I mean, they're not, some of them stores don't utilize their space the best, you know, like, and they have like good brands. I mean, the Food Network stuff is good. I mean, the vacuum
I'm
cleaner.
a Kohl's guy.
Yeah,
I love getting my Kohl's cash. Here's another thing why I'm bearish on Kohl's. They send me an email every morning at 3 a.m. But
Yeah,
it's usually got like a 20% off or something.
Oh, who the fuck is running their marketing department? I mean, honestly,
I like when I get the email and it's like scratch here and you use the touch screen and it reveals like a 30% off.
I mean, God, like at least do like an email at like freaking 7 in the morning. I mean,
it's every day, like plus or minus 5 minutes at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I'm waiting for my Kohl's coupons. I mean, that's not good marketing.
Dick's Sporting Goods, you're another culprit. They usually do it around like morning time, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, but morning though, you're checking your email, all that stuff. I mean, you know, you don't need like the intern sending out coupons after a night at the bar, like crushing goldfish and doing God knows what else with his life. I mean, you know,
it's every morning, buzz.
I don't know.
Kohl's.
You know, fucking hire a full-time employee and get fire whoever the hell you're doing. Come on, Kohl's. Stop making dope of the day moves. It's just bullshit, you know? Not Kohl's. What's the other one? I can't, the name escapes me. It's going to come to me right when
Another clothing store?
Old Navy's another one where, you know, like they could
I like Old Navy.
I like Old Navy too, but they could do well in this environment too. I mean, if you have people losing their jobs, people who are tight on money, I mean, chances are they're not going to be going to Couture in the mall. But you know,
used to be able to go to Old Navy, get a pair of jeans for $20.
Yeah, no, I know. Sometimes you can. I mean, the coupons are good.
I don't wear those anymore. I was a big fan growing up of the Old Navy $20 jeans, but I actually, no free ads. I did try those Muggsy jeans that I've heard advertised on all these podcasts. They're amazing. I love them. Yes. I could sleep in them. They're like sweatpants. They're stretchy. I love them.
Oh,
I want to convert my whole wardrobe to Muggsy pants.
You know what? I mean, you know what stock is kind of recession proof is on, like not recession proof, but like another places where it's going to hold up is like the tobacco companies. Like Philip Morris Altria, like, you know, all those. I mean, pot stocks have taken a freaking beating and a half. I mean,
yeah, they're really not popping like you would expect.
I sometimes wonder though, like, if the United States and other states have, you know, the United States has let states like tax, you know, pot too much. I mean, you know, to where it's just cheaper to go to who you usually go to or whatnot.
I mean, news on that from 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Good news?
Yeah. Oh, in New York?
Ad block. That one wasn't a free article on Syracuse.com.
Dispensaries have been legal in Mass for a while now.
Yeah, so it's marijuana is legal here in New York, but we don't have retail sales legal here yet. Yeah. So they're trying to get these people to apply, and cultivators have already been approved, as my understanding, because they're going to need a lot. So I saw some other report, some guy on like a cannabis board, and he said basically, we can expect like a sizable comparison to Colorado. So New York's twice as big as Colorado. We can expect twice as many dispensaries. And even my buddy from New Jersey, he was talking to me because he lives out in California. So he's been used to the dispensary stuff for a long time now. Was talking to me about like New York City is just going to suck. They can't grow it there. So there's cultivators here in upstate and central New York, western New York, they're going to be sending it all down to New York City. It's a huge market.
No, I know. I mean, there's over like 10 million people in New York City, right? At least.
I
mean, it's going to be such a competitive market. I mean, so many people are going to try to try to get like a niche or a foothold in that, you know?
Oh, if you could be the one dispensary in Times Square, who cares if you're paying 10 million in rent?
I don't know. I know.
Although you don't really need to go to a dispensary in New York City, even without illegal retail sales. Last time I was in New York City, there's just people walking around. Weed? Anybody need weed? Just
It's like Woodstock 99, open market for whatever you need.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, no.
I think the guy saw I was with my sister and my parents. He's like, anybody need weed?
It's like, whoops.
Yep. That was funny.
For the week ahead,
one more thing.
yeah,
as you mentioned, tobacco stocks should perform well in a recession.
They should hold up. Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch. I've long been told that beer stocks as well, because people aren't going to stop drinking in a recession. You probably want to drink more.
Yeah, exactly. No, they will.
And that's people were looking to get into that around COVID too.
Yeah.
I know when I got the notice that I was going to be furloughed from my job, I was buying a 30 rack every day after work until they said, you don't need to come into work on Monday. Stock up.
Yeah, God, what did I do?
Well, I'm going to be home for at least 2 weeks I don't have to go to work. What else am I going to do? Gyms are all closed, and it's just booze it up, I guess.
Yeah,
that was my mentality 2 years ago.
So I actually took off the what's it called? I took off the couple days in March before the lockdown for the NCAA tournament, and then there was a rumor in Massachusetts that the liquor stores were going to close. So I hightailed it to
the Packy.
I'm trying to think of the name. Oh goddamn!
Total Wine.
To Macy's. Yeah, to Macy's liquor. I think that's what it's called.
They sell booze there?
No, it's called Macy's liquor store. I'm gonna actually.
Okay, I'm thinking we're talking department stores.
No, no, we're not going to buy beer at Macy's. Hold on. Sorry, man.
You can get it at Costco though. I heard isn't Kirkland their brand?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we went to
Kirkland vodka is supposed to be pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I went to Cappy's and mine's a little scattered tonight. But it was funny. We went to Cappy's. I walked in. You would have thought it was like 1 o'clock on a Sunday, before football. And I said to the kid, I'm like, "Where's your Maker's Mark?" He's like, "Oh, we sold out of that an hour ago." So I was just like, "Sweet." So I just got 3 Knob Creeks, 3 handles of vodka, a couple 12 packs of Trulies, and
that's not bad stuff, right?
What
Knob Creek?
No, it was great. It was great. And I checked out, and the guy next to me was like, "Well, you're really prepared." And I'm like, "Yeah." I just looked like, I got a freezer full of, food. I'm like, I'm good to go. I'm like, let's bring this on here, folks. Let's go. And I'll just never forget it because I asked the guy at the liquor store counter. I said, "Hey, like, how are sales?" And he goes, "We're literally doing a week's worth of business an hour here." And I'm just like,
"That's nuts."
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, it was nuts. And that's, that's going to be another uncertainty, obviously, for, for the financial markets is, with the winter, unfortunately, with COVID and how people react to it. And I think the majority of people probably are over it, but, it's going to be hard to come out of a recession if people kind of get shut in again, But, I mean, we'll see what happens. We're going to see what happens here, but it's just, I wish I had a good prediction for it, but I don't. On the COVID front, not in the economy.
Try to invest in something and hold on to, I don't know. I like GameStop. It's a negative beta, which means it tends to move not with the market. We can expect some drop, of course, but tends to move not with the market is attractive to me. What we didn't look at was computer shared and let's see if we can get a DRS update.
That's got to be up.
All it does is go up.
No, I know, but especially after that 6% swing, that's got to be up. And it'll be down because I just said that.
No, DRS has not gone down at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let me amend that statement. So the amount of shares DRS has not gone down. The overall percentage has gone down, and that's because there was some institutional sell-offs. So DRS had less of a share of the pie, but 28% of all outstanding shares have been directly registered, 83.9 million. Yeah, 54.5. It's damn.
It's a lot.
And I read some stuff about like speculating on based on short interest, self-reported short interest, trying to extrapolate how many shares really exist, and I still think GameStop has been naked shorted. I like it.
No, I think it has too. I mean, just because if Lehman and all, like other companies in the past have done it. I mean not other companies, other brokers have done it in the past, and other investors, then definitely. If it can happen once, it can happen again. It can happen to anyone,
Yeah.
It is. By the way, the farmers are still, angry about nitrogen cuts, and they're still protesting. There's mass protests, in Europe and other countries everywhere. And and the European economy is in shambles, but you can't really go week to week talking about the same topics. But those issues are still ongoing, just for our viewers. But there's just other stuff that's a little bit more important this week. and whatnot,
Yeah, I got Reuters from late June. Dutch farmers protest plan to curb nitrogen pollution.
Yeah, those are still ongoing. Oh yeah, it's still ongoing. It was another big event that happened. Italy elected a new leader, and a lot of.
What if Hitler was blonde and a woman? I saw that headline.
It's a little. It's a little.
Saw another one. She's a fascist, but in the traditional sense.
Yeah, that was a little low on there. I mean, well, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I mean, to see what see what she does. I mean, I don't think the EU. I think they're more worried about if a referendum comes down from Italy to leave. I think that's what they're worried about. I mean, and they definitely do have a reason. I mean, people are not happy over there right now, in a lot of the European countries, and it's not even winter yet. And I love the weather. Everyone knows that, but there's actually a forecasted cold snap that's supposed to actually hit. I think it's next week. So we're about to find out how much people are really gonna, when the rubber meets the road, how much energy people are really gonna conserve. Because my guess is not much. And I don't think many people have a smart thermometer in their home, so there's no way they can regulate that. If you want another reason, unfortunately, why the United States economy is going to be on tough sledding, Hurricane Ian hit yesterday, and that's not going to help anything.
Shout out to our friend Chuck Wagon.
Yeah, big time. Somebody asked me today at work. They were like, "What happened with Ian?" And it's just a fucking act of God. Or
it's crazy.
Yeah,
it was 2 feet of rain.
Yeah, I mean, I'll choose my words carefully. I think that the Weather Service probably should have thought about that forecast that they put out the day before that would have forecasted it weakening, because those waters that it went over were also the same waters that Hurricane Katrina blew up. Sometimes in life, you have to look at what's in front of you and not what's on a computer model. End quote.
Well said.
End quote. Robbie V.
There you go. I have a couple other things. So just pulling up. This is the person I was talking about for Kohl's, yeah. Robin Mitchell, director since last year. She was a senior advisor at the Boston Consulting Group. And then the other thing to tie in GameStop again. Yesterday was a crazy day for GameStop, up 6% on record low volume. So if you multiply this by 4, that's how much volume we would have before that split. So pretty pathetic. And I said to my boss today, who's also invested in GameStop, and she said, "How's it doing?" I said, yesterday was like all-time low volume. Like, it hasn't been this low in 15 years. And I said, "I wonder what volume's doing today." It was 355, and I said, "I guarantee it's going to be under 4 million," and it was.
That's crazy, man.
It's almost like liquidity has dried up because people are directly registering their shares, taking them out of the pool.
No, I think the proof is in the pudding on that. There's no doubt in my mind that you're right on that one. I
mean, just crazy low value. I mentioned last week that the top 10 lowest volume days, like 6 of them have happened in the last 2 weeks. Well, add on another week and we're adding in even more days in that top 10 low volume. It's crazy. I thought maybe this hurricane would be enough of a catalyst to get it to pop off, but I guess not.
The hurricane's gonna. I don't know.
That could be the catalyst that starts this real market decline that I'm expecting. I think the powers that be are just waiting for something to blame it on.
Yeah, so
look, when this hurricane hit and all these people in Florida, they're all displaced and stuff like this. They lose all their homes, and then the financial collapse happened. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, the pictures of out of Fort Myers and Porsche, are just truly horrifying.
Yeah, sharks swimming in the street. Yeah,
I saw that. There was a I was lucky enough to work from home yesterday, so I could watch on Twitter some of the feeds that were coming out of various weather watchers, and I know this is finance related, but weather watchers and whatnot, and some of the. I think a crane blew over. That was interesting. Yep. I saw the shark video. I saw that video of the idiot jet skiing in the ocean when this was happening.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
people trying to escape on their boats.
Yeah, that was awful. It's just I saw the thing of 40,000 linemen ready to go, which is outstanding.
Yep, Barstool tweeted that. Yep.
Yeah, outstanding coordination. Absolutely outstanding.
That's a crazy video. Here, I actually have it.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. Trying to look where Ian is now.
Sorry, just pulling up on Twitter. I shared it with my buddies in our Discord.
Oh, all good. Just trying to get on to where. It was really. It's pretty amazing,
There you go.
Yes. Who's going to get hit pretty hard by that is the homeowners, home insurance stocks. Their losses are going to. Everyone's losses are going to be catastrophic from that.
I can't remember what I added something else to my watch list this week. Not just Kohl's. Kohl's ticker's KSS, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what else I added to my watch list. Maybe Ford. My boss is really focused on Ford.
Mm-hmm.
She said she got a tip that if Ford hits $10, buy.
Yeah, they're starting
B-U-Y.
They're starting to get back. Yeah, I mean, did they? I can't remember if they reported earnings yet. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't recall.
Yeah,
I know months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, they dumped like 300 million shares of that other automaker, Rivian. I think that company is a stinker.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And Ford actually dipped after that.
No.
Yeah, I know I added Kohl's to my watch list.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it before. If you use the Microsoft Edge browser, I'm a Google Chrome guy, but at work I use Edge, and they have the stock game every morning. They'll show you 2 stocks, and you pick one. Which one would you invest $1,000 into?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what your 1-year return would be on each one. And you try to make at the end. So it gives you 5 selections of 2 stocks. You got to pick one each time. So you're picking 5, and at the end, it'll show, here's what the best picks would have been. Here's yours. And it keeps a running tally of how much virtual currency you've made, I guess, for pretend. But lately it's really just picking which one's not the biggest loser. It's really hard. There's not a lot of gainers. I know every time Marathon Oil pops up, you got to pick that one. It's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a lot of these, like BlackBerry, Best Buy comes up on there a lot. You're just trying to minimize the losses, really.
I know it's never.
You could have lost 483, but instead you lost 684.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the type of market we're in right now. You're just trying not to lose your shirt. Unfortunately, I
think there's a long way down to go.
I do too. I think. I mean, housing really hasn't even begun to show what can happen, and other stuff too. It's just, I don't know. It's not good. I know that much. And it's not to say, like you shouldn't stop contributing to like your 401k or whatever, but I mean, just kind of realize it's going to be a rough road.
Yeah.
For a little bit before things get better. But
so we crossed our hour mark. In unrelated to stock news, I saw you going to Portland in March.
Yeah,
awesome.
Going to Portland in March. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna.
I'm honestly, I'm looking more forward to seeing everybody. The show, I don't really care that much about. Like I've been to a live show. It's okay. It's more the experience, and seeing everybody is a really fun time.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to see everybody. Good to have a few laughs, a few pops.
Oh yeah,
have a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, no, man. All right. Do you have anything else, or?
Nah, that's about it. Failure to delivers.
Oh yeah.
So it's when. Let's pull up the actual definition so I don't screw this up. A failure to deliver refers to not being able to meet one's trading obligations. In the case of buyers, it means not having the cash. In the case of sellers, it means not having the goods. So a lot of the failure to deliver stuff is, in the case of these meme stocks, is in the case of the sellers. They don't have those shares after all. So I was trying to understand. That was one thing I wanted to understand better this week was failure to delivers. And the other thing was, why is the dollar going up and everything else is going down? And it's because people are investing in the dollar because they see they can get a better return.
No, exactly.
And like 40% of global goods trade in USD.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at least 40. Would hope. Would hope. You have to keep that dollar strong. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like the dollar is strong, but prices are really high at home. Yeah. It's tough.
No, it definitely is.
Scary stuff. It's a good time to have a stock show.
No, it absolutely is a good time to have a stock show. That's why you need to keep tuning in, guys. You know, every week at 8. You got to tune in. Don't be an idiot and, I don't know, watch reruns of, I don't know, Maury Povich. Learn something, you know, learn about what's going on. Watch the stock show, Stock Talk at 8.
There you go. Yeah, I think I can get a good promo out of this one.
Oh, definitely.
All right. We'll be back
Sure.
next week, Thursday,
Sure.
8 o'clock. Make sure you check out the wrestling show premiering here on The 5. That's Saturday at 7, right before the It's 420 Somewhere show at 8. That's Saturday, right here on YouTube.
Yeah. There's only one thing left to do.
Pump it up.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.